Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn, the Leather Bag Lady. How are you today? It's Thursday, as if you didn't know. And it's 3:45, so it's quite late for me today, but I've been working hard on my virtual shopping little project. So I'm having to communicate with a lot of the retirement homes that I used to be a vendor at. And I'm finding that not very many of them have an in-person receptionist anymore. It's all automated, which I don't know if that's new or I just didn't notice it before, but it's boy, oh boy, very time consuming. I'm trying to connect with the activity directors who are the people within a retirement home, long-term care setting who would ideally deal with as vendors and volunteers and all that kind of stuff. It's a very, very busy job. Not necessarily tough, I would say. I mean, unless you're dealing with staff issues, but it's just a lot of work, a lot of work. So they're busy, and that's what I've been spending my day doing. But I have three great bags for you today, and let's get to it. So first bag is a really nice hobo bag by L. Creedy, which is kind of a, what would they be? Like the sack, not, Bentley by any means, but, not crazy high designer stuff. But the leather is gorgeous. It's really, really nice. I like browns. I love browns. I don't know if I'm on my own in that regard. But this is very on trend for this coming season, is the hobo bag. And this is quite a large hobo. It's very comfortable. If you are a curvier girl, here we go again. So it's really quite nice. And I actually probably am going to put another hole in this just to make it that little bit longer. Now, inside has some issues. There's some pen inside. It's all been cleaned, but that pen just can't get it out. And there is a little bit of cardboard. I think it was meant to be on the base, which is no longer secured, I don't think. It's not, there's no holes or anything. It's just not in the right spot. So it's got a couple of little issues, but I like it. It's got nice zipper closure, so that's a little bit of that security that you ladies like. I just like it. The leather's great quality. It's simple, but I don't know. I like, maybe not the color for the upcoming season, but yeah, it's a daily driver. It does have, there's another L. Creedy, and it's got some pen slots and a couple of slip pockets. So I've put this probably late 90s, early 2000s, but it's a nice bag. I like it. So that's bag number one. Bag number two, check this out for Easter Sunday. It's a kind of turquoise. It's a 60s. Opens up like that. It's all raw leather inside, and you know how I feel about that. There is a little area of color loss there. Not sure why that would be, but it's a pretty bag. There's no brand, there's no nothing, and it's got this kind of snap shut, and you can put the strap inside. The strap's fairly long. It will go crossbody. It'll be a higher sitting crossbody, but pretty little summer dress. This is a little bit of a conversation piece, I would feel. Yeah, it's 1960s. It's maybe 70s, but I think probably 60s. So, and you could adjust the strap if you wanted to, but I like it. Simple, but the color is really pretty. So that's bag number two. Now bag number three I really like. This bag again has no identifying branding, but look how pretty it is. Now that's a little horse bit. that opens up, and it just opens this way. And it's all leather inside with the little zipper. There's no branding, no marks. It's beautiful condition. The ends are raw leather, which I just love. And there you go. It's simple, 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 but just this little bit here just gives it something. And then you've got your little side portion, which is just so simple, but it makes such a difference. It's shoulder bag for sure. Very, much shorter strap, but oh, I like it. There are a few scratches in the leather here. I've conditioned the bag, but there are a few little scratches right here. So there we go. That is our 3 bags for today. So how was your St. Patrick's Day? Did you get drunk? I had a few drinks, I'm not gonna lie. It was Chinese on a TV dinner tray, and Chinese, and a couple of drinks. It was a fun night. We always have fun. We always have a laugh and joke and all the rest of it. So hopefully you had a good night too, wherever you are in the world. And I don't have that much to chat to you about today. Dave and Christina, not sure when they're coming back. Hopefully in a week or so, get this darn house finished, or at least in a state where I can not worry about having to move rooms around. My stock room, I'm going to have to empty it. Oh my God. I will video that for sure. You better believe I'm going to video that. So if you're new to my channel, I do have kind of 2 departments to my business. I started out 7 years ago selling used, like gently used purses, consignment purses at retirement homes. Some of them would be new with tags, some of them factory returns, that kind of thing. But to be honest, I found the factory returns were in way worse shape than anything I could find gently used or on consignment from, whoever, family, friends, whatever. And I mean, they would be zippers broken, handles ripped. So I gave up on the, retail return thing, because every now and again I'd get a really good bag, because what would happen is a lot of the retailers, or at least this is what was told to me. I don't, what do I know? But this is what was told to me, is that a lot of the big box retailers, like your Old Navies and even your Roots to a certain degree, Marshalls, like that kind of thing, what I consider to be not in good condition and what somebody else considers to be not in good condition are 2 different things. So a lot of these companies have a policy where if it's returned, it doesn't get reshelved, because I would put something up that maybe has a big scratch on it because I like that whole vintage lived in look, whereas somebody else would be like, oh my goodness me. So they just have a policy across the board. If it's returned, it doesn't get reshelved. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me, but I think that's some of the stuff I would get. And, it was hit or miss. But my supplier for that is gone, COVID. He was an older gentleman and he was looking to retire anyway. So, so now I just thrift. And so I have one room for my vintage finds, and I have another room behind this wall that is all my stuff that's, current, or, from 2000 on to where we are today. So, so that's the 2 arms. I'm really concentrating on the vintage stuff right now, just because that's kind of where COVID sent me. And now I'm looking at doing my virtual shopping back with my retirement homes for the stuff that isn't necessarily vintage. I don't want to combine the 2 because, I've got almost 400 purses listed on Etsy, and I don't want to start wondering, where that is and where that's not. So there'll be one room, one, outbuilding, whatever. I do have 2 outbuildings on my property. So I don't know, maybe one is already kind of sort of purses, but not really. and the other one definitely isn't because there's no heat or hydro in that outbuilding. But we could potentially change that so that I can get it out of my house and I can be back to being a house, because getting these ceilings fixed is kind of, I don't know, it would be nice to get back to having a home instead of, a business that I happen to live in. But I work all the time. I mean, I sit and just do whatever and clean bags, and I mean, I've still got some in the car from the weekend that need to be cleaned, so that's probably what I'll be doing tonight, and love every minute of it. Every minute of it. So lucky girl here. Yep. Thursday, nothing really happening tonight. Friday is Friday, and a big meeting at the trailer on Saturday. First kind of social meeting or social committee meeting of the season. So bring on April 15th. Woohoo! Anyway, everybody. Oh, I do have the two names. It's Millie Osborne and Lynn 3500, and Lynn with an E. Thank you for the Persian lamb. I did mention it yesterday, but I forgot who you were. So thank you. I didn't forget. I didn't write your names down. So thanks so much for that. And Vintage Coach Collector did confirm to me that that Longchamp is not the real thing. There should be a pocket inside, and the little flap should have that that rough variegated surface on it. So I kind of thought so, but the tag, the label inside was almost perfect. I mean, I've done I've done quite a bit of research actually online, but it just goes to show you never know. That's why I don't get involved with real high-end stuff, because how on earth can you, I guess if you're in the business, you can tell right away, but I'm not interested in getting into that kind of back and forth with customers or whatever. I know what I can afford. And I mean, I do have some Louis Vuitton pieces, and I have my designer brand pieces that I found thrifting over the years. But, I mean, I was younger back then. I had no kids. I had no, and I don't even use my Vuitton bags. I really don't. And, it's, I guess, a bit of a phase. I mean, I'll never get rid of them. My daughter she'd be right there front of the line, but she has a little Pouchette that, I mean, she looks after beautifully. So, no complaints there. She has always been very respectful and looks forward to, whatever little trinkets she can grab from here whenever she's here, which hasn't been forever because of COVID. But she always, uses it for a little bit and returns it, and it's always in as good a condition as she found it. So very grateful for that. And Harry too, he's very, very, careful with his things. So that's always a good thing. So anyway, have a great rest of the day, and I will chitty chat with you again tomorrow. Bye, everybody.